continue with more books in this package from Candlewick Press that have been out since May 14th. It's quite a big box, so this is the second video. We'll go through more of the books. I think we might actually need 3 this time. So this book is called Fish Everywhere by Britta Teckentrup, and it has a beautiful textured cover. So like some of these fish, if you feel it, they're like raised, and it has almost like you can, like the texture that you can see, you can feel it. It has like a cloth cover, but also like iridescent, metallic, and raised. It's very tactile, and it's such a nice feel. And then it has this beautiful end paper. Like it looks like it could be wallpaper. It's so pretty. So like from the get-go, just the design of this book is really impressing me. And so this looks like a nonfiction book about fish with these really beautiful illustrations. And so it's telling us about like why fish are fish. So it's a nonfiction picture book, and just like illustrated, and it's such a beautiful color scheme, and it's just such beautiful design. And then at the back there's also a little game, and so there's this particular fish hiding somewhere in the book. So I don't know, this is just a really well thought out, beautifully designed, full of interesting facts. I just, I feel like this book could be, an award-winning book. It's just really beautifully done. The next one is Sea Glass Summer by Michelle Houts, who, I think she lives in Ohio, and there were terrible tornadoes there, and her town, I think the library got wiped out. I don't know if it was a school library or the town library, but she had an appeal out for books. And this book has a beautiful, is it watercolor illustration, realistic? And this is a story about Thomas, who visits his grandmother at a seaside cottage, and he gets a magnifying glass, and this is about summer exploration of the beach. I'm going to have to do a beach book list from all these books. But just has a real sense of place. Reminds me a little bit of One Morning in Maine. Just like, you really get a sense of what it's like to live there, between the words and then the illustrations. And so this is learning about sea glass. And the grandmother is taking us back in time to how that sea glass came to be. So black and white when it goes back in time, and color for the present, and sort of a duality of story. And I love that juxtaposition, because it really makes us appreciate, these found objects and like what it went through, up until the time that we discover it. So that looks like a really beautiful story. Candlewick Press is such amazing books, I have to say. This is Tropical Terry by Jarvis, who also, I really like Jarvis's design aesthetic. And it looks like it's a fish story, but also just kind of a fun story about a fish, fancy fish who don't necessarily want to play. So it's a friendship story, and it looks also like there's some adventure, and sort of like perhaps like a group rainbow fish is what I'm thinking. Has like elements of rainbow fish, but instead of being about scales and an individual, this is more about maybe clicks. But that looks fun, and I'll add it to my beach reads. And this is a very thick book, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's a puzzle adventure. So I'll add this. Oh, it looks great. Looks like puzzles and mazes to my activity book post. I have a bunch of those I'm collecting because that is also fun for summer activities and great for travel or for waiting at restaurants or long car rides for vacations or even just, you know, normal commuting. But this what's great about this is a very thick book, if you see. So there's just a lot to do. And this could keep kids entertained for hours. So you could just bring this book alone on a trip, and that would be all you need. Alright, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to have one last video for the rest of the books, but these are all out, and these came out on May 14th.